Hey guys, so I'm back with another Burning Abyss profile. So I've been away for a while, I've had to go sort some things out, but I'm back now and I should hopefully be making videos a little more regularly. This list isn't final, it's not the best. I've had good success with it in locals, like going X1 to going undefeated with it. It's not the best, not the worst, but it will get you there, and it's a lot of fun to play. So let's try and get through this as quick as possible. So you got two Tour Guide as normal, one of the best starters in the deck, and you follow up with three Mathman. Stenzel Line gives you your Cherubini for one card, sends any other level 4 or lower, so you can send a Glow Bulb, send a Giant Rex, send a Farfa if you want to bait out a negation, anything like that, solid card. And the last main starter, we got the Terratop. Probably the best card to see in opening hand because it gives you your Cherubini without using your normal summon. So that's my starters in the deck. We got a Phoenix Rhino Warrior, and then the 4 BAs. Still one Rhino because it's an extra Earth you can send off Cherubini to then get your BAs going. And it is a Burning Abyss deck just because the core starter for this deck is making Cherubini and going to Dante. So anyone who says that this isn't BA, you are wrong. Because there's no other deck which can utilize Block Dragon as well as this, other than maybe Gem Knights. Then we play with 3 Gallus, so as you can see Gallus is still in, so that means that my spell count is still very low, which it hasn't changed. I've still only played with 2 spells. Best Extender, Burns, Mills, and it's Earth. Nothing more you can say about that. Then we've got the good Dangers. Don't need any more. Just play with 2 and 2. There's been times where I've went through both of these and I had one of these in hand, and I wish I had another target in the deck, but it comes up few and far between. So a big change I've had to the list is I'm playing 3 Psychic Wielder and then 2 Tracker. The reason I play Wielder is because, more of these, is because they're 3 extenders when you control level 3, which is really good. They're both Earth. And this guy is a level 3 Earth Tuner, which will come up later on when we look at the extra deck. But solid cards. There's been times where I've opened 2 of them, which isn't the end of the world because you can normal summon one and then special the other one, or just put one backwards side you just so it's fine. With a new introduction, we've got 2 Junk Forward. I'm on defense with this card because it's really good when you open it in your hand, but any point after your turn's 1, this card is so bad. At worst, you can, at best you can summon it off a Saija, but it's not good. I just felt I needed an extra extender just to make sure I get consistency sorted in this deck because I've been lacking with that slightly recently. So we play with 2 Archiver now. I like Archiver because it can be used as a starter as well. So you have this plus like a Junk Forward. So what you do is your special, normal, make your Cherubini. Cherubini send Rhino, send Graph, special Seer, and then trigger Archiver, which means that you've made your Cherubini Dante using these 2 cards, which is the same as something like Mathman, in a way. Actually, no, it's better than Mathman if you have a 3 extender, but if you don't, then Mathman is a better normal summon. We've got some more extenders. We've got the Sabers, so level 3 Dark Fiend, special summons from Grave. It helps put bricks back into the deck, or to make sure your Gallus Mill is successful. You can also summon it off a Livic, which not many people know, but well, there's a few people I've seen who don't know that you can summon Sabers off a Livic, which is a bit stupid. You can play 2 Reclusia. The reason I'm not playing the Illness is because Reclusia actually has a good effect. The Illness, maybe in a 60 card deck, or when you go plus 50 cards, you might play a 1. But this is in here because this plus Cherubini is busted, it's a free pop, and when I'm going second, this is a very solid card to play, because it will bait out negation right there and then. We play last for level extender, we've got the Defrag. I'm on defense with this card. Like, I want to play 2, but I also don't want to play any, because it's one of the cards where I like it in my hand, but it just doesn't seem that good. It is a strange one, but I was probably just keep it at 1 for now. Then we've got a Gizmek Orochi. This card says make Dingirsu and also you don't die. One of the best cards just to keep you alive. And then we got the main man himself, Block Dragon. Does everything you need, searches, special summons not once per turn, and it's a level 8, so you make Dingirsu is probably the reason this can still play as a combo deck going first, other than the instant fusion for the window. And that's the only sort of variant which could be playable, but I believe that this is still the better version. Then we go for the search targets for the Block Dragon. We've got the 3 Gigantes and one Fossil Dino. Busted card shouldn't be a thing. And Gigantes is really solid. It helps in the Draco matchup severely because you would summon this, and unless they have Apocalypse to destroy or to tribute off their own monster, so this doesn't resolve, or to pop this with Apocalypse or the Return, they're losing all the back row, which catches a lot of people off guard. It's really funny when that goes through. And then we've got the last few extenders. We've got the Rex, the Bulb, and the Orion. Orion sucks to draw, but if you draw it in combination with a defrag or a danger, it's fine. Bulb make the Beast, and then Rex as a extender. And then we can play the 2 spells, Sekka and Avarice. Don't need any more. You can probably play a card destruction as well if you play a bigger list, but it's been fine as is. So now going to the extra deck, we got for 1 Dante still, for 1 Olivier. Because Shadow is seen to be okay, and Spiral still around, playing the Dweller now. And then we'll play with Dingirsu for the protection for the field, and also a go second option to just break apart boards. I felt like playing Beatrice again, just because I've had times when I needed to get a little bit out of hand for the extra extender, but it just doesn't come up enough, and Beatrice isn't actually that good. Because if you do mill your Farfa, then you've got nothing. Most you can do is maybe send a Seer from deck to then trigger a Farfa, summon a Farfa, but if you've got a Fossil Dino, you can't do that. And you won't play Beatrice because if it does get destroyed, there's nothing you want to summon off of it. It's just not that good. So that's my Xyz. I will play 1 Cherubini, 1 Usa, the Earth Charmer, 1 IP, and 1 Phoenix for my Link 2s. Cherubini is busted, sends us a cost, protects everything it points to, and can protect itself by sending other cards, which is the lifeblood of the deck. It's so stupid. Phoenix for Floodgates, Problematic Spell and Traps, just breaking apart boards. IP to make Curious, and also an interruption for your opponent if you can't get rid of Fossil Dino out. You can have this with like a Gigantes on field, and then make a Unicorn. Or you can make a Appaloosa if you want to, or something else. I mean, this card is really strong. You don't really use its first effect often, unless your opponent is playing Sayuja, or if it's Spiral, you can summon that their Super Agent. So it's not the best in that effect, but it's a generic Link 2, which requires a monster plus an Earth monster, which is most ones in this deck. It's an Earth spellcaster, so you can make cures with it quite easily. And if you have this on field, like your Fossil Dino and a Block Dragon, say, if they start picking apart your board, if you've got not a good hand, they break your board. When this is destroy the battle card effect, you get to search for any Earth extender in your deck, so you can, or any Earth card basically, which is level 4 or lower. So you can search your Rex, you can search Gallus, you can search Mathman, you can search Gigantes, you can search anything. It is so strong, for especially grind games at least. And then for the Link 3s, play with Unicorn and Curious. Unicorn just to break apart boards, and for that interruption with IP. Curious because there's times where you don't see Block Dragon and you just have to send it. Both solid cards. And for the Link 4s, we play the Sayuja, Broadsword, and Appaloosa. I've cut Avamax because I've came into the realization that the extra space is getting tighter, and it was a choice between the Earth Charmer and the Avamax, and I felt that the Earth Charmer came up more often because every time I need that link to go into Appaloosa, or a Earth link to go into Curious or something along those lines. Where if it's Avamax, I can probably end on an Avamax plus a Block Dragon, which is not good whatsoever. But it does come up in some matches where they just can't out the Avamax, so they just have to scoop. But it just doesn't feel strong enough in this format, because there's a lot of decks which can just out an Avamax, and it's. I probably would put it in if. Don't even know what I'd take out for it. Maybe just Broadsword, because there's times where I just don't need it. There's a lot of damage in this deck easily. Maybe take out the Unicorn for it, but it's rough. Sayuja for your plays, Appaloosa for your board. Solid cards. And now I play two Synchros. I play the Naturia Beast, and I also play the Barkion, because I hate impermanence and I hate evenly matched. So that's why I play the Free Wielder, because I get to summon out Barkion quite easily. As long as I draw it, after I make the Cherubini Dante, if I draw it off of like a Sayuja, I should be able to summon Barkion, as long as I've got extra extenders to fulfill the end board. And if you summon it with a Tracker and Wielder, it becomes, I believe it becomes 3-1. It gains 600, so yeah, 3-1, and it gets to pop a monster on field, which has 3-1 or less attack, which is very good. Play this in your Autogas matchup, back up with a Appaloosa, you should be fine. There's times when I've summoned Beast, Barkion, Appaloosa, and Fossil Diner. I'll insert a picture here where it's amazing. It was really fun playing this deck like this. Making the Barkion probably better playing with the Struder and Dawn Dragster for the evenly, but I felt might as well do something a bit more fun than that. So to the side deck we got the one Barbar for time, have to play it. The Trisbania for the back row, because we have no space in the extra deck. 2 Sphere Mode, 2 Dark Ruin or more for combo decks. The reason I don't play Nibiru is because you can see this as your 6th card, or you can draw it off a danger or something like that, and you can still use it. If you draw a Nibiru for turn or off of a danger, you want to cry because you can't use it. So these cards are really solid. We play with 3 anti-magic arrows. I can't afford Lightning Storm, so this is my substitute at the moment. Because this deck doesn't need to play spells and traps, this is a solid choice against any back row deck. Because if you partner up with a Trisbania, you should win from there. So Ultra set 4. If you go into the battle phase, we're thinking you got evenly, so we're going to save everything. At the start of the battle phase, you get priority. Activate this. And then at most, they might have already fakered and silked. Summon them, which isn't the end of the world. You bait out, you summon this, you trigger it, and then you make like a Appaloosa plus something else, maybe Appaloosa plus a Barkion, or just anything which would help in that situation. Like, well, an Appaloosa on 3 would be perfect because they probably won't have any other cards in hand. Maybe just a Faker and whatever they draw, which this should just deal with the whole board. Or you can just leave it on this and have a Gizmek and Grave, that also works. Then we play 3 evenly matched for combo and control, because this doesn't matter if you play a set 5 pass or summon 5 monsters. This will just break apart board very easily, and is a very decent card. Very strong. I'm going to play the 1 red reboot for the back row decks because I hate traps. And then 2 cards I'll side in for when I go first are 2 Storm Scolding. This is because there's times where I can't make the Barkion and I get hit with it evenly, or they just drop a Dark Rune or more, or they just activate Mystic Mine and I can't do anything. This outs Dark Ruin of Maul, which is my biggest sort of enemy, Game 2 and Game 3. Out is Mystic Mine, out Imano. Yeah, just it gives you protection from anything they might have sided in, or anything they had main decked, which could just destroy your whole board. And worst case scenario, in a simplified game state, they try and go for a game, summon Broadsword. If you scold in it, you should win, because they probably used all the resources to go into it. So that's the profile. Got some tokens on the top. So let me know what you think. I will be doing some test hand videos maybe, or maybe do a feature match with it. Let me know what you want to see, and I'll see you guys next time.